Alright, I'm already loving this idea of filming content on the go, when I'm on the move, get some steps in, burn some calories, share some knowledge. So just on that note, my goal is to get down to 83 kilos in about 3 weeks before my trip to Mexico. Make sure I'm beach ready. Today I weighed in at 86.7, which is the lowest weight I've been in probably since the start of the year. So yeah, cardio is key. Get your steps in. It's gonna make a huge difference. And cut down the sugar, that's been working for me a lot. All right, so in today's video, I wanna talk about handling objections. Now, this is critical. If your goal is to be making money in sales, you have to be willing to handle the objections and stay in the fire when things get a bit hairy, a bit uncomfortable, because I'm not sure where did I hear this from? Basically, I'll see if I can get the reference, but basically people are, even though they want to change, their default setting is going to be to stay where they are and stay in status quo, meaning that they keep their money and they just stay in their pain, because change is hard. Change is scary, it's uncertain, number one, and they may be not just scared of failure, it's even potentially scared of success. I hear Matt Ryder say this all the time. And in life, there are no guarantees. However, if they don't do anything, then they're gonna stay where they are. And for a lot of people, especially when it comes to weight loss and fitness and health, they've almost got accustomed to their uncomfort if it's been like 10, 20 years. And that's why sometimes I speak to people who are 100 pounds overweight, and I don't feel like, oh yeah, this person's gonna buy it. I'm like, oh, they've probably got a lot of pain, but if they've been trying to lose weight all their life, am I going to be able to have enough to get them to make a change here? Because that's the thing. If you're selling something for $50, that's one thing, but if you're talking about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,000, that's a major commitment for, depending, but for most people, that is a much bigger investment compared to the $50, $100. So for you to get them in that state where they're gonna make that decision right away and not wanna procrastinate or not push it down the road, there's gonna have to be a lot of work that needs to be done. So, and that's the thing, if you're doing a good discovery, you're doing a good job on the front end, then if you do such a great job, then there might not even be any objections, and that should be the goal, is that you create such a gap between the pain and the goals. So the pain of where they are now and the paradise of what they want to achieve, you want to make that gap so wide and so large that they can nowhere do it by themselves, then the price is insignificant. As Myron Golden says, when the value is simple, the decision is easy. And the only way you're going to get that value is by building that gap and understanding their problem. And that happens through asking questions. So even if you do the greatest job, you might still have people that want to procrastinate, that might want to think about it, talk to their wife, that might want to check their finances, or they might want to, there's just a number of reasons that might come up. And you have to be able to tactfully navigate that. And the skill is, you don't want to be confrontational or adversarial. You want to be, it's a collaboration. And when you can get to that collaborative state, that's where you can get them to, that's where you can remain as a trusted advisor, as Bedros Keuilian says. And then they'll be more likely to trust you and listen to you and hear you out. As a lot of the time, you are going to be dealing with sticker shock. So maybe they come into the call thinking it might be a couple $100 to solve their problem, or maybe it'd be free, or maybe they didn't know, they weren't even properly set on the call, which is, might not be to any fault of yourself. And then you drop like 2-3 grand, they're like, what? They might not say that, but they're almost like straight into fight or flight mode. So that's where all of a sudden they were buddy friendly, and now they're like looking at you like you're the salesperson and you just want their money, or They might just want to get off the call. Some people might just put the phone down, or they might just hop off the Zoom call. And chances are, if that happens, you haven't done your best job. So, if you've done your best job on the front end, you can be assured that they're going to hear you out. You can discuss it together. So, when that happens, the first thing you want to nail down is that the program is the right thing. This is the right thing, now is the right time, as Cole Gordon would say. That's number one. So whatever hesitation, you just want to ask them, based on everything we've gone through, do you still believe that this program is going to be the answer for you to get to your goal? That's like number one. Because without that, they can be chasing you everywhere, making this excuse, making that excuse, and before you know it, you're just confused, fires everywhere, as my mentor likes to say. So you want to nail down, is this the right program? Is this the right time? Like, are you committed to this? So you want to nail that down. Because without that, there's no point talking about the price. So once that's nailed down and that's in the pocket, they want to do this. This is the best thing since sliced bread. They really need your help. Then you can look at the price, and only then. And then when it comes to the price, then you can offer options like breaking it into installments, or potentially even adjusting the program to affect the price. And that's really the bottom, that's really the end, that's really the crux of it. Like, firstly, deal with the program. Is this the right thing? Do they believe it's going to work? 100%. Because even if they don't believe it's 100% going to work, or they might not see results, then it's not even worth $10. It's not worth anything. So you really want to get that nailed down. Obviously, there will be some uncertainty, but without that nailed down, then you're going to be fighting an uphill battle. And then from there, you can discuss the price. And even if you get to the price, some people may afford it and they're still not moving forward, which means then the problem is fear. So maybe they're just scared, or they've tried before and they've failed. And there's several analogies that you can use, like your partner you're with now, is that the first partner you've had? Okay, well, why? Like, what made you find another one after the first one didn't work out? Well, obviously they're going to try again if things didn't work out. So you can do that. You can talk about holidays. Just because you had a bad holiday, does that mean you're never going to go on holiday again? Just because you have a car accident, does that mean you're never going to get in a car again? Etc., etc. So you can go many ways with that. And there's even, I've skipped a few phases there, but there's just many ways to go around it. A great question when someone hesitates or they're concerned about the money, you can just ask them a couple questions. So one, if you had a duffel bag full of cash, would you be investing that into this program or something else? And then I might say this, and you can say, okay, why? Probe deeper into that. Shout out to Matt Ryder, he was sharing those gems. Or you can say, like, if this investment, would that leave you homeless? Living under a bridge, no food for the kids, food stamps? That's a question you could ask them as well. And that will get that price uncovered, the price objection uncovered. Because if they're like, I won't be able to pay my bills, then it is really a logistical problem. And that could be the same thing with partner. Partner can be logistical. Like, they actually have to speak to their partner. That's something that they do. Or it can be fear. They're just using their partner as a scapegoat. Or, they're just putting the pressure on their partner. Now that is quite difficult to overcome. So I'm walking past the school now, so there's a lot of noise here. But essentially, when it comes to partner, if it's logistical, then what you can do is that you can take a deposit. So you're in, you can even ask them, what happens if your partner says no? So even then I'm skipping a few steps. There's a lot to it. Maybe I should have done a PowerPoint presentation, but I'm just going to think out loud and then I'll do another video if I need to. So when it comes to partner, a question I'd ask is, if your partner was on the call with us today, what do you think they would say? And then they might be like, I don't know. Or they might say, we need to talk about it. And then you could ask them, okay, do you think they want to discuss they have a problem with the program or more the price? Which again is almost pseudo thinking behind what's on their mind. So if they say it's the program, then they're thinking it's the program. So you might have to reset that. Okay, what is it the program that they don't think they would agree with or would work? If they say it's the price, then again, they might be thinking about the price as well. But either way, if you could ask them, so okay, you speak to your partner, what happens if they say no? If they say they won't be able to do it, then again, you're gonna have to figure out a way to make sure that when they speak to their partner, they're doing so in a way where they're actually... Morning, how are you?
All right.
Good to see you. Yes, you okay? Yeah, so if they're speaking to their partner, they're doing it a way where they're actually going to convince their partner that they're going to see success and they're committed, they want to do this. So you might have to give them a bit of a pep talk on how to talk to their partner. If it's a case of they'll do it anyway, then you can proceed with figuring out a solution to overcome that. So maybe you can get a deposit down, or you can even take payment details and agree not to process the payment until they have that conversation. There's a couple ways around it. I'm still experimenting, I'm still learning. The more I get into sales, the more I realize this is a never-ending game, and you have to keep developing and training and learning and experimenting. All right, well, thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe,